Hey guys, it's Ivan here again with the real estate market report for the month of November. Normally, fall months in real estate represent a vibrant market with large numbers of properties selling with multiple offers in a matter of days. Of course, this time is different and the market has remained flat and uneventful, boring even, with properties staying on the market for much longer than before. With that said, we are starting to get a pretty good idea where we are in the market, whether the market has already bottomed out, and if not, when is it going to bottom out, and what to expect as we're headed into 2023. So, as always, there's a lot to unpack. Buckle up and let's begin. So the real estate market has continued to be influenced by the impact of the interest rate hikes, courtesy of the Bank of Canada. The sales have been dipping for the past few months, and as a result, there were less listings making it on the market. In other words, the sellers, seeing the current state of the market, decide to postpone the sales because, there are not a lot of buyers out there to offer their properties to. In fact, the low inventory has been upholding the average selling price between 1.08 to 1.09 million since August. So for the past 4 or 5 months, we are basically flatlining in terms of price. Now, I want you guys to kind of pay attention to this point because we're going to come back to it later on in this video. But for now, here are a couple of charts for you to take a look at and actually see and visualize it to yourself in terms of what is going on with the prices. Yes, the prices are dipping when compared to the previous year, but month over month, average sale price is kind of stagnating. The total sales have dipped in the GTA by about 49% since last year, but they haven't really dropped since the October levels. And while it is common for sales to taper off around this time of the year with the holiday season approaching, the sales haven't really reached this low level in more than 10 years. The days in the market increased by 83% since last year, which is quite a bit. In November 21, they were at about 18 days in the market. Now they increased to 33 days in the market. New listings have dropped by about 11.6% year over year. They also dropped month over month, just basically showing that sellers are not as excited to offer their properties on sale in these market conditions. The sales to new listings ratio had dropped by 38%, down to 51% since last year. This is a ratio that we use in real estate to determine whether or not we are in the seller's market, in the buyer's market, or in the balanced territory. So anything above 60%, you are in the seller's territory. Under 40%, you are in the buyer's territory. As you can see here, we were very much into the seller's zone with 89% last year, but now we're still not in the buyer's zone, despite what is being talked about in the media, on the news. We are still in a balanced territory. Now, we are in December right now, and it's time to kind of start thinking about what's going to happen in the new year in 2023. And according to the Toronto Real Estate Board President Kevin Krieger, the increased borrowing costs are a short-term shock to the housing market, and the demand will pick up strongly in the medium to long-term time horizon. He attributes this bullish sentiment to the massive immigration that Ontario is about to receive in the next few years. And in fact, we have 1.5 million people coming into the country in the next 3 years. So the housing supply is simply not there yet to support this amount of people. In fact, many builders are currently holding construction because of the higher building costs, higher cost of materials, higher cost of labor, higher cost of gas until recently. And while measures such as More Homes Built Faster Act are a step in the right direction, there's still a lot to be done in order to ensure that the anticipated population growth is supported by the housing market. And so this is a good time to bring up the price again, and where are we headed, and whether the market has bottomed out yet. On the year-over-year basis, yes, the average selling price across all asset types has dropped by about 7.2%, with, of course, detached and semi-detached homes dropping in price more than the cheaper types of homes, such as condos and condo townhomes. According to the Toronto Real Estate Board Chief Market Analyst Jason Mercer, even though the prices are dropping on a year-over-year basis, on a month-over-month basis, they have been flat since August, which usually means that the market found its support level at this price. In other words, this is the bottom of the market. So where do we go from here? The latest interest rate hike took place on December 7th. The Bank of Canada raised the interest rates by another 50 basis points, which is still a lot, but it's not the highest interest rate hike that we've experienced this year. With that being said, they clearly started to change the narrative from the gung-ho interest rate hiking until the inflation comes down to a wait-and-see approach. This can be interpreted as a pivot in the tightening policy, which usually signifies the end of a restrictive policy and precedes a quantitative easing cycle. So many people believe that even if there's another interest rate hike that will be taking place next year, it will probably be the regular 25 basis points, if at all. And even more likely, there won't be any more hikes taking place next year at all. And the Bank of Canada will pause the quantitative tightening before dropping the rates sometime in Q3 or Q4 next year. So probably the second half of next year. In other words, if you're looking to buy the property, I wouldn't try to time the market, because it seems like the market has already bottomed out. It seems like most buyers are going to resume their search sometime in spring. It also seems that the Bank of Canada will be stopping interest rate hikes probably as of next year. And yes, the market is slow right now and it's still digesting all the impacts of the higher borrowing costs, but the overall sentiment is starting to shift in favor of the market rebounding as early as spring next year. So one of the factors to support that is, again, to take a look at the average price that has been hovering since August at about the same level. If you are a seller, keep in mind that you probably will not be getting a lot of showings, but those showings will be quality showings because, again, these people have been already pre-approved and they're looking to pull the trigger while the market is still not busy. So, and another thing to keep in mind, there's just not a lot of inventory out there, so there's a high chance that your listing will be noticed by the potential buyers. In any case, guys, I hope this was informative and helpful for you to make your own decisions and opinions about the real estate market. But if you want to connect with me and chat a little bit more about that, feel free to contact me. All my contact info is down below. Until the next time, take care. Bye-bye.